Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Running the Bases podcast. I'm your host, Michael Garaffa, alongside Ryan Blank, Marco Peralta, and Nick Nath. And today we have what a great day. I mean, it is the last show of 2020. We are finally getting rid of this year. What a great year it's been. It has been our first full year of the Running the Bases podcast as a group. It's been so much fun. It's crazy that it's been a whole year and a half almost already since we've all been together, but I'm excited for it. We have worked so long and hard to get this show to where it is today, and it has just been a nice, fun experience. We haven't been in the studio since March. It's been a crazy year, but it brought us all to this StreamYard and to doing 4 people and, showing our faces. And it's been just so much fun to have this year. And I'm glad to have gotten through 2020 with all of you guys. It's been so exciting to be able to do. And I'm not going to miss 2020 at all, but I'm definitely happy to bring this show into 2021, which is where next week will be. The next show we do after today will be in the new year. So we're officially going to ring out the new. We're going to ring in the new and get rid of the old with what a better way than giving our top 50 players of 2020. We have done 2 weeks of nonstop rating. We have rated almost 300 players. And here we are. We have come down to a top 50 list. After all of our rankings, we have come through rating on a scale of 1 to 100. We have narrowed it down to 50 players. And the last show of 20, it's only fitting to do that top 50 list. This is the same way we're going to get rid of every year. It's a lot of fun. So we might as well just get on into it. And also, stick around to the very end. Marco's segment is going to be coming up at the end as well. Marco Polo, he is going to be the last person to do his segment for the second time. Try saying that 10 times fast. So let's get on into it here. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start it off with the number 50 player of the year. And starting us off here on this list is Anthony Rendon, the number 50 player in his first year with the Los Angeles Angels. He is a number 50 third baseman for the Angels, ranking at an 88.75. And boy, is this a high rating for the number 50 player. And don't get me wrong, he might be number 50, but that is still an incredible year. Out of every baseball player in the world, this man ranks at number 50 on our list. Yet another great year. Ryan, you take it away with number 49.
Yeah, number 49, Dinelson Lamet, starting pitcher for the Padres. Same rating as Rendon with an 88.75, but he was insane this year. He was really a dark horse Cy Young, and he's really proved that he can be a staple of that rotation.
Okay, number 48, we have relief pitcher for Cincinnati Reds, Amir Garrett, at a solid 89. Really staple of the Reds bullpen this year, and nice to see a Red so
very true.
So early in the rankings.
So number 47, Jarlin Garcia, relief pitcher, a left-handed relief pitcher, and it's good to have a Giants player on here, knowing how bad their season was, but it gives them a good taste for their future, and that they have a really good bullpen. Not as of right now, but they have some hopes for their future, and especially with this free agency. So Jarlin Garcia, number 47 in our rankings.
There you go. Yes, I know.
And we have the only Tigers player on this list, number 46, Willie Castro, with the rating of 89. This is part of our future shortstop of the year. He didn't play many games this year, but when he played, he was phenomenal. I'm excited to see what he can do for the future and in a full 162 game season.
You know what's the also funny thing is that Kyle Lewis isn't on this list, but Willie Castro is, and Kyle Lewis won the Rookie of the Year, which I kind of disagree with, but it's okay. We have number 46. Then we go to number 45, and how fitting that it came to my spot with Jeff McNeil as an 89 overall. What a year for McNeil. He played a lot of positions this year. It was a good year for him overall. It was another just good step and one of the more underrated players in the league, and Jeff McNeil, who is definitely one of the better contact hitters in the game, and the future is definitely bright for this kid.
Number 44, we've got Lucas Sims, relief pitcher for the Reds, 89.25 rating. And really, it was a bullpen that struggled mainly throughout the first half of the season, but Lucas Sims became a guy that they could go to in those later innings because they needed him. They needed someone who could get those innings to keep leads and get those holds.
At number 43, you have Eloy Jimenez.
It's okay.
What happened, Michael?
Well, it was Nick's turn, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, my bad. It's because I thought since he already went because of
no, it's just we're just gonna when he goes, we're just gonna keep flowing through. It's okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
It's fine. All right. Number 43, we have Eloy Jimenez coming with an 89.25 left fielder for the White Sox. Overall, great year for him. You can definitely tell he's going to be their left fielder of the future for now, and he's just a thorn in the division for me and Ryan right now.
Very true.
That's what happens when you've been out for 2 weeks. There you go. Number 42, we have Tony Gonsolin. Man, this kid, he's got a bright future. 89.25 rating for us. Starting pitcher for that rotation of the Dodgers. And I got to say, like, even though in Game 6, people were doubting him, he still showed up. He only allowed 1 run, and that was that home run against Randy Arozarena. So definitely a really solid starter for the Dodgers. Hopefully he stays for them and makes a really good impact for the rest of the time he's there. So 89.25 for Tony Gonsolin.
I think it's a very fitting player card too for him. And Marco's going to get a lot of talking in today's show because there's a lot of Dodgers on this list. So just be aware of that. At number 41, we have Travis d'Arnaud with an 89.75 rating. What a year Travis d'Arnaud had. A breakout season for him. I mean, he was DFA'd multiple times over the last couple of years, finally found his home with the Braves, and boy, did he shine. He didn't crack the top 40, but boy, this was such just an incredible year for him, and the Braves have a good catcher for many years to come.
At number 40, it's Luke Voit, 89.75 rating, first baseman for the Yankees. This was a team that was battered with injuries, very inconsistent play, but whenever you needed a big hit or a home run, Luke Voit was the guy. He really broke out of his shell this year, really hit some bombs, even though it is in the Little League ballpark of Yankee Stadium. It's still impressive. He had a great year.
Marco.
My guy, Victor Gonzalez, 90 overall rating for us at number 39. And this guy, being from Mexico, this guy just, my gosh, he showed up big time in the later half of the season, especially in the postseason. Just being with so much calm. It's ridiculous how good he is. So I hope he's a really future for days to come because he could have a really good chemistry, like a 1-2-3 punch of Latino players between him, Brusar Graterol, and Julio Urias. 3 Latino players right there. That could be something dangerous for everyone. So Victor Gonzalez, number 39, at an overall rating of 90.
Coming at number 38, Trevor Rosenthal from the San Diego Padres with an overall of 90. Rosenthal's been a guy that's been bouncing around the league for a little bit with the Cardinals and Padres, but I think he's found a real home in San Diego with that bullpen. And that he comes at number 38 on the list.
We all know Ryan's so sad about that. Marco, you're backup.
Number 37, we got Alex Colomé, closing pitcher for the White Sox, overall rating 90.25. Been a great pitcher for them, and he's basically going to be this closer for the future, and it's going to be tough for Ryan and Nick to see him every single other game, So Alex Colomé, number 37 for us, 90.25 overall rating.
At number 36, I know this is a tough one for you, Marco, but either way, Kenta Maeda at number 36 with a 90.25 rating. What a year Kenta Maeda had. After being traded in the offseason, he broke out with the Twins, getting a full-time starting job instead of flipping back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen, and it really did wonders for him. He became one of the most efficient pitchers in the league. Didn't quite get to the Cy Young because of Shane Bieber, but just a phenomenal season that Kenta Maeda put together.
My boy, Jesse Hahn, coming in at number 35 with a 90.5 rating. Relief pitcher for the Royals. Really, a guy that nobody really knew much about coming into this season. Came out, pitched really well. He became a guy that's going to be a piece of the bullpen for years to come, especially with how the Royals have a lot of pitching prospects coming up. Jesse Hahn is going to be one of those guys who is going to be in that bullpen, and it is going to be a big piece for years to come, and I'm very excited.
At number 34, we have the young third baseman Alec Bohm from the Philadelphia Phillies with 90.5. Bohm was fantastic this year, one of the better players for the Phillies, and if he can stay consistent, that just makes that Phillies team even more dangerous. So Alec Boehm comes in at number 34 with 90.5.
At number 33, Jake Dykman, relief pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. Excuse me. Sorry, I was about to be Michael for a second. Number 33, 90.5 rating for them. It was a great season for the Athletics overall, but unfortunately, because of their budgets, they might see a lot of their players leave. But this is one of the players that really stood out for them. So Jake Dykman, relief pitcher, number 33, 90.5 overall rating.
At number 32, almost quite got himself to that home run king for the year, but with our ratings, he finished at number 32, Fernando Tatis Jr. And I know a lot of you guys are surprised. I was surprised too when he hit number 32, but hey, our ratings brought him to a 90.5. And I know Dom is probably not very happy about that, but it's okay because the players, honestly, when you look at it, it's very fitting who was above him. I honestly think that the players that finished above him do belong there. And it's also fitting that his number is backwards, that he's number 23, finishing in number 32, the phenom for the Padres.
Adam Kolarek, my boy, finished at top of Fernando Tatis. Sorry about this, Dom. Man, what? I think it's funny how I went right after Tatis. I think it was funny because anyways, Adam Kolarek, this guy, left-handed pitcher, he was so good for us. He had an under 2 ERA. Just basically, I won't say a nobody, but it was someone we wasn't expecting to be this good for our bullpen. You know, our bullpen this year was really, really good, and he was one of the key pieces there. And I'm excited for his future, and hopefully he stays there long term. But we know what happens in free agency. But Adam Kolarek, 31, 90.75 overall rating for us. But Adam Kolarek, great dude.
And now, Marco, just be aware I think there are some in here that are back-to-back Dodgers. There might be one or two, so just be aware of that.
Okay, at number 30, we got Diego Castillo for the Rays, 90.75 rating. He was terrific for them. One of the league's best bullpens, if not the best, and he was a big piece of that. A guy that they could rely on in the late innings. And there were a lot of guys they could have gone to, and that just shows how great he was that they continued to go to him in late-game situations. So he had a great year. He's going to continue to be a big piece for that bullpen.
Number 29, we have Tim Anderson, the shortstop from the Chicago White Sox. We're getting all the White Sox players in 90.75. This kid's a stud, no matter how you look at it, and he will be for years to come. Batting average champion a couple years ago, and he just continues to get better and better, and it's scary in Chicago. It's scary. So Tim comes in at 29 with 90.75.
At number 28, we have 91 overall rating, Darren O'Day. This guy has a great future for him in the Braves. Hopefully it's going to stay there for years to come because of that rivalry is going to happen to the Dodgers and the Braves for years to come in the NL Championship. So he was a great part of the bullpen. You know, unfortunately, couldn't get the job done and get into the World Series. But the future is bright for the Braves, you know, and they have a lot of little holes that they have to cover up. But Darren O'Day, he's comfortable there in Atlanta, and I'm excited for him.
I've also noticed that we have a lot of people on here that are relief pitchers. We were very relief pitcher friendly this year. We love those relievers because they really were the biggest part this year in an offensive season. At number 27, we have Jeremy Jeffress, and boy, what a player for this Cubs team that he has become. I mean, getting a 91 rating is not easy to do. He came out and did phenomenal. And I was very impressed with the strides he took this year. I mean, he has always been one of the top relievers in the game, but this year he really came into his own. And I think that was very impressive. At number 26, we have Dom Smith, a 91 rating. He is a first baseman / DH. There's no DH, obviously, that or else it would have it. But what a year for Dom Smith as well. Such a breakout year for this guy who has been struggling for years to finally come into his own and getting into this. I mean, number 26 for Dom Smith is something I never thought I would say in my life, but here he is, the number 26 player of 2020, Dom Smith.
Yes, sir! Number 25, Salvador Perez, baby. Comeback player of the year. Catcher for the Royals. What can I say about this dude? 91.5 rating. He's one of the best catchers in the league. He is a guy that makes a difference. When he is on the field with the Royals, they are the better team than without him. No doubt. He is the guy that they rely on. Very young team. He is a leader. He knows what it takes to win. He's a World Series MVP. He was terrific this year. If he could just stay on the field, the Royals have a very bright future, and I could see this team getting near 75 wins in a full season with Salvi healthy. This man makes a difference, and he is number 25 on our list.
At number 24, we have Chris Martin, relief pitcher from the Atlanta Braves. The Braves had a phenomenal bullpen this year, and Chris Martin was a huge part why. He really held it down in Atlanta, and he comes in at number 24 with a 91.75. And another relief pitcher now comes off the board.
And then another relief pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, AJ Minter. This kid, number 23, 91.75 overall rating for us. And man, like we keep saying that the Braves bullpen was really, really good this season. So they shouldn't be worried about what their bullpen's going to look like in the future. So great job by the Braves. Number 23, AJ Minter.
Yeah, what a year they had in that bullpen. And another reliever, quite honestly, didn't pitch tons of innings this year, but was absolutely on top of his game. This is Nick Anderson from the Tampa Bay Rays, the number 22 overall player at a 91.75. I mean, there are so many relievers on this list, and I think it's a testament to how the relievers have really become so coveted in today's game, where, you know, starting pitchers were really tough to find maybe 10 years ago, or you were really looking for some really top guys. I mean, you know, you think 10 years ago where people like Paul Maholm were some of the top pitchers in the game, and now, you know, there's so many starting pitchers. There's an abundance of starters where the relievers have started to fall off, and the relievers have become much more important in today's game, and that's why Nick Anderson is number 22.
I'm going to pull Ryan. Yes, sir! My boy Clayton Kershaw, number 21. That's funny. He's number 21. His jersey's number 22. If it wouldn't have been 22, I think that'd be pretty cool. But I'm not mad. 21, 91.75 overall rating. This guy finally has his ring after so much time he's been spending trying to get that ring. Failure after failure after failure in the postseason, and after so many great seasons as a starting pitcher, to many the best starting regular season pitcher of all time. He finally has his ring, you know, and I could finally say that after all this, I'm just happy he could say, like, hey, I finally got my ring. Doesn't matter what happens. Clayton Kershaw, number 21, 91.75. Yes,
and
sir!
At number 20, I might as well do it too. Yes, sir! Because Jacob deGrom in the number 20 spot at a 91.75. A good year for Jacob deGrom. Yet again, another one of the best pitchers in baseball. And, you know, I think it was just another dominant year. Not at the level that he has been in years past, but it was a shortened season, and deGrom always does better at the end, which is still incredible to me. But what a great year for him, getting him in the top 20s. We start off this elite top 20 list of players. There are some truly special people in this list. So I know, Ryan, you've been waiting to go since the last two have been our team, but you're up next.
I don't think Ryan's happy how we've been copying him and saying, yes, sir.
It's okay.
Chilling, boys. I'm vibing out here. Number 19, Liam Hendricks, closing pitcher for the Athletics at a 92 overall. We don't know where he's going to be. He's a free agent. You haven't heard a lot about him, but this man's a dog. This dude is really good. He and Diekman made such a terrific tandem and duo in that A's bullpen. Hendricks he's the reliever, one of the best relievers in the game. And he's continued to prove that throughout his career. And he's about to get paid because of how good he is and how he can transform a bullpen.
I'm sorry, Nick. I know you wanted to go next, but next up is Michael Conforto, the right fielder for the New York Mets. And I can't complain about this kid, the top player for the Mets this year at number 18, a 92.25. Such a phenomenal year. Finally got that batting average to what the Mets have been wanting him to get it to. He showed some power. I mean, this is a guy that when he came up, we saw some expectations of a 300 hitter with 30 home runs a year, and he was definitely on pace for that this year. And that is not something you can complain about. Michael Conforto, number 18. And Nick, we finally get to you here with number 17.
Number 17, good old Mike Trout. It's weird he's not a top 15 player for us, but number 17 is amazing without a doubt. I think in any other year, he would definitely cut the top 10, but a little bit of a down here at the batting average, but still phenomenal 5-tool player. still one of the best player in baseball without a doubt. And he comes in number 17 with a 92.5.
And number 16, Nelson Cruz, the guy that's been everywhere around this league, 92.5 overall rating, an outfielder for us. He usually plays DH for the Twins now. And man, this guy, he was on a tear this year. It's amazing how no matter how old he is, he could still crush the ball every time he has a ball hanging over the heart of the plate. So Nelson Cruz, definitely the best player of the Twins this season, in my opinion, with a 92.5 overall rating at number 16.
I have to say something about my guy Nelson Cruz real quick. He's like a fine wine, a fine whiskey, any fine alcohol. Gets better with age.
He's been
Bro, you're making me thirsty, Ryan. You're making me thirsty, bro.
Only goes up. This man he's like LeBron. Only gets better with age.
Okay, well,
For comparison, they both take up a level.
It's a baseball show. All right, number 15.
He's like Tom Brady.
There you go. At number 15, we have Jose Ramirez finishing the top of the MVP voting in the American League. What a player this kid is. Third baseman, second baseman for the Cleveland Indians at a 92.75. We're getting up towards this even more elite top 15, and it is it's only fitting to have this kid at number 15. He has become really the face of the Indians, which is crazy considering Francisco Lindor and his status on that team. But honestly, I would even take the length to say that Jose Ramirez is probably the most underrated player in baseball. He is so good, but yet so many people don't really see him as the best player on the Indians because of Lindor, and he really is. He is, okay, Shane Bieber doesn't count, but he is the best hitter on the Indians. Hitter-wise, he's the best hitter on the Indians. He hits very well, and you can't ever go wrong with a switch hitter who hits for power and average. I mean, he's just all around, I would say, a 5-tool player.
My boy, Mookie Betts, number 14. I think that's pretty low for him, but I'm not going to complain because he gave this right here. He gave this right here. He gave this right here. So Mookie Betts, phenomenal season for him. My gosh, I gotta say, his performance against the Braves was what made his season so nice. All those defensive saves, catches, it was just phenomenal. But Mookie Betts, definitely, man, what a player he is. I want his jersey so bad. It's ridiculous. But hey, good news though. He's there for 12 more years, baby.
Whew. It's going to be a lifetime from now. Gosh, we might all have kids by then. Could you imagine? Ooh, that's a crazy thought.
I wonder who's the one that has a kid first out of all of us four. I'm curious.
I don't know. I think, Ryan, you're next.
Definitely not me. I don't know.
No, I think you're next to the players, though, right?
Marco's older than us. Yeah. So
Max Fried, 93 overall, starting pitcher. He stepped up big this year. There's no other way to put it. This rotation lost Mike Soroka very early on. And Max Fried stepped up 7-0, barely over a 2 ERA. He was a beast this year. Continues to prove that he is going to be a staple of this rotation. And he's going to create just a dominant second arm when Soroka comes back. I'm excited to see what Max Fried does. He is going to be near an elite level pitcher if he continues to perform like this.
Coming in at number 12, we have Yu Darvish. If you had told me that Yu Darvish should be a top 12 player this year, I might have laughed in your face because of the career he's had. But hey, man, you got to give credit where credit's due. He was definitely in the silent conversation. If it weren't for Trevor Bauer, this might have been his award this year. But he comes in at number 12 with the 93 overall and had very, very solid season with the Chicago Cubs this year.
Give it to me, Michael. Give it to me. Yes! Corey Seager. Oh, my gosh. What was it? 22 over Tatis? Is that what it was?
21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is 32. 32. That's true. But Corey Seager, this guy, he's my favorite Dodger. Oh my gosh. It's hard to describe it. You know, Guy has been through injuries. He had Tommy John surgery. He's had some big seasons. He won Rookie of the Year. He's won multiple Silver Sluggers. And he finally got his ring as well at such a young age. One of the best shortstops in baseball. And you know what's funny? They don't think he should have been a shortstop because he's just so tall. He's like, you're too big to be a shortstop. And look, he's one of the best in the game, and he's NLCS MVP and World Series MVP. Man, I really hope the Dodgers sign him long term. I hope they really do. It would be so sad to see him in a different uniform. But Corey Seager, I'm enjoying him as much as I can right now.
Yeah, and now before we get into the top 10, we've got so much time left that I want to spend a lot more time on this top 10 because we can. I mean, we got through the 50 through 11 very quickly. So what we're going to do is the person that does it will be the conversation starter. So obviously I'll be starting it off with 10. It just fortunately worked out that way. But the person that introduces it will start the conversation. And then we'll go in order of how we were. Like, let's say now, well, it'll be better. Let's say Ryan starts one, and then Nick will go and talk about it. Then Marco, then me, and then we'll go, and then Nick will introduce the next one so that we can spend time because we've got time to spare. I mean, who are we? We've got time to spare. We really are ringing in the new year. It's crazy. So starting it off at number 10 with a 93.5, we have DJ LeMahieu. And the biggest thing that held him back this year from him getting an even higher rating was those games. I mean, we all, the four of us gave these ratings. These are the averages that it got. And if it weren't for us giving him a bit of a tweak because of the games that he played, he probably would have finished a lot higher on this list. But what a year for DJ LeMahieu. I mean, he has come into his own. It's a shock that he is not going to be. I mean, if you think about it, George Springer is not on this list, but he's probably going to sign a bigger contract than DJ LeMahieu is. I mean, the only person that's on this list that is a free agent right now is Trevor Bauer. It's crazy to think that this guy won't be signing such a major deal because both of them, I mean, honestly, DJ LeMahieu has had a better career overall than Trevor Bauer has, but yet Bauer is going to be the one that signs a bigger contract. Just goes to show you how valuable pitchers are in this game today. But what a year. This is a multi-time batting champ and such an incredible defender. Once was the shortstop for the Rockies and second baseman, and he has just become such a staple of infielders of the game today. I mean, I remember when we were growing up, it was the guy on my back, Troy Tulowitzki, that you would think of when you would think of infielders. Now, the kids today think of this guy. They think of Francisco Lindor, just such a all-around really great player.
Let's hear from the advocate of LeMahieu for MVP. You got something to say, Ryan?
Yeah, I do. This dude is a beast. I'm sorry. If he plays more games, no doubt he's the MVP. Fight me on it. I will go to the grave saying that. 364 average, 421 OBP, 1.011 OPS. What else do you want from a human being?
I know he'll take it to the grave that he'll fight you forever. It doesn't mean he'll take it to the grave that he's going to win it. I'm just saying.
Guy that is man in New York.
God.
He has been the guy that the Yankees can rely on. Say whatever you want. Aaron Judge, heck no. Stanton, heck no. Too injury prone. This man has done it all. He's played multiple positions. He's gotten it done offensively and defensively. I don't know what these Yankees are doing. Give him a blank check and just pay him. Because if you let him walk, you're never sniffing a World Series for a while. Okay? You need DJ LeMahieu to win.
That's because he missed a couple games, so they won't give him the blank check.
All right. Well,
that could be the.
We all know how much
Poor
I love
Nick.
batting average, and this is the face of batting averge right here.
Batting average.
This is just my guy. Like,
agree with me for MVP.
see, he didn't play enough games. That was the easiest money I've ever made. You could have seen him going to Jose Abreu from a mile away. Anyway, DJ LeMahieu, wow. If the aliens ever invade us and we need a hit to keep the human race alive, like, I'm picking this man at the plate. Like, he's the best contact hitter in the game. Like Michael said, he's the only player to win a batting title in two different leagues. just a phenomenal baseball player. Then the Yankees really need to hurry up and give him a blank check, like we said.
And you know what's funny? Someone who's been connected to DJ LeMahieu as a matter of yesterday, to the 27th, right? Yesterday, the Dodgers, man. We might pick up DJ LeMahieu. I don't know how you guys feel about that one.
No,
but
don't have the money for that.
Huh?
You don't have the money for that. If you want to sign Bellinger and Seager in the future.
I know. Well, who knows how much we'll give him, you know? Well, if he's, like you said earlier, he might not get a big contract, so we might give him a decent contract for him to be a potential World Series champion once again. You know?
I think the Mets sign him before the Dodgers do.
Oh, you and your Mets, bro. Stay going. No, but I got to say, DJ LeMahieu, definitely the face of the Yankees. Obviously, when you look at the Yankees, you think of Aaron Judge, but so far these past 2 seasons, DJ LeMahieu has been phenomenal for them. You know, the fact that he's up there, he's getting up there in age, but just kind of like Nelson Cruz, like he was just kind of like fine wine. And the bitter part was when he was in Colorado that he couldn't really taste the good part of the wine, and now he's in New York. You see the sweetness and the smoothness of that wine. Am I making you thirsty right now? I hope I am. But DJ LeMahieu is definitely going to have a great contract no matter where he is. I just hope it's to a team that gives him a chance to win a World Series, because like I said, that fine wine at one point ends up and there's no longer fine wine. And you want fine wine with some fine cheese when you're celebrating a World Series, boy.
That's really funny. All right, Ryan.
Man, that was good.
That was smooth. All right, Ryan, you kick off number 9. You're muted. Still muted.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Trey Turner, 94.75 rating. Shortstop. He came out of his shell this year. There's no other way to put it. Nationals team loses Rendon. Trey Turner steps up to be that second guy with Juan Soto, which is what they needed. And he stepped up, and he was terrific. He played at a high level. He proved that he is easily one of the best shortstops in the MLB. He can hit. He's got the speed. He's got a good glove. He does it all. He is a near 5-tool player.
God, yeah, you could honestly argue that this might be the most underrated player in baseball, just because of how much he gets overshadowed by Juan Soto in Washington. Juan Soto is great. Don't get me wrong. We'll see him in a few spots up here, but Trey Turner is the real deal. I think. Yeah, like Ryan just said, there's no weakness in his game, in my opinion. He can hit, field. He can really do everything Mike Trout can. Also, it's at a little lower rate, but obviously this season he finished 8 spots above him, and just a phenomenal season from Trey Turner all around. He is the shortstop of the future in Washington. Him and Soto are one of the best young duos this league has to offer.
Not just underrated in Washington, underrated in the whole entire baseball, because we hear more about Batis, we hear more about Corey Seager, Lindor, Tim Anderson, and all those players. And Trey Turner sometimes doesn't get any attention from that, and Trey Turner is one of the most complete shortstops in baseball. He could, like you said, Nick, he could hit, he could field, he could run super fast. Definitely such a bright future for the Washington Nationals, and we'll see if, depending where this franchise goes, we'll see if he stays with Juan Soto in Washington or he goes somewhere else to try to find the opportunity to win a World Series championship. So Trey Turner, definitely one of the best, if not the best to some people, the best shortstop in baseball. So Trey Turner, what a guy.
Yeah, and I think this list doing this was pretty eye-opening for some of us, because a couple of weeks ago we did our top players at each position, and we made sure to do all of these guys, and a lot of you kind of overlooked Trey Turner, and he is actually the highest shortstop on this list. He beat out everyone else, and that's something that's important to note, is that this is such an underrated player. And I know I said Jose Ramirez is the most underrated. I would really say that Trey Turner is probably the second most underrated, just because Ramirez is a little bit, I would say Ramirez is a little bit more known because he has been like this for a few years now. Trey Turner has been good, but he finally reached that level this year of absolute incredible. He's one of the best players in the game, obviously being in the number 9 spot, showing that, but it's hard for me to have to watch him play the Mets all the time. Fortunately, he didn't do very well against them this year, but he is still just he is a traumatizing player for anyone that has to face him.
Coming in at number 8, we have relief pitcher Devin Williams. What a season from this man. I don't have the exact number of runs he gave up this year, but I could put it on my fingers. Like, it was that little of runs. He was an absolute stud. Really closed the door for this Milwaukee bullpen, and he will be there for a long time in Milwaukee. And wow, just as impressive as a season from a rookie as you can get in Milwaukee. They really found us like a potential star in Devin Williams in the bullpen.
Marco.
That's because I'm trying to think, because Nick said everything. Devin Williams, like, the Brewers were horrible this season, and just the fact that a player like Devin Williams stood out and he's in the top 10 is amazing. You just never see that happen in baseball sometimes, and we were talking about Josh Hader, how he's the best player on the Brewers, but man, this guy in 22 games had an ERA of .33. .33, bro. In how many innings? 27 innings and 53 strikeouts, bro.
That's literally one run.
Exactly. Devin Williams, if he keeps this up, this is going to be a historic career for him. Depends what happens in a 162-game season, but in 60 games, he was lights out. .33 ERA, bro. Just .33 and just one run. Ridiculous. Devin Williams, I'll take off my cap for you, brother. Messy hair, but, bro, mad respect.
Yeah, what a year for Devin Williams. I mean, you guys hit it on the head. It reminds me a lot of when Josh Hader broke out with the Brewers, except times 10. This is unprecedented for a rookie to be this good. Is something we have never seen before. He acted as if he has been pitching against major league batters for his whole life. And for a guy who just was an afterthought, everyone was talking about, Gavin Lux, but then Devin Williams, boom, bursts onto the scene, and here he is tearing up the league. It's a bright future for the Brewers, and what a year he had. I actually believe he's the top pitcher on the top relief pitcher on this list, and he's the top relief pitcher on this list. I mean, that just goes to show you right there. The top relief pitcher of 2020 is right here. And if he pitched in more games, he probably would have been the Cy Young too.
Hey, and the thing is, bro, that the only earned run he has was a home run. I think it was. And,
I don't know.
Bro, this guy was dominant. My gosh.
You guys hit it on the head. What it comes down to with Devin Williams is that if there was a most improved player award as well, he'd get it. In 2019, he threw for 13 2/3 innings, and he gave up 6 earned runs, 9 total runs, and had a 3.95 ERA in 13 games. This year goes .33 ERA, gives up 1 earned run, 27 innings. I also think that him finishing 7th in Cy Young is horrible. I think he should be in top 5.
I think he should be top 3.
What a season from Devin Williams. He is on pace to be a all-star, an elite relief pitcher. He and Hader are going to be a dynamic duo.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I want to try and obviously not to, dismiss them, but I want through 7 and 6 a little quicker because I do want to spend a little more time on the top 5 because obviously those are the top 5. So Marco, you start us off with number 7.
Number 7, Manny Machado, 95.25. His rating overall definitely for many was the MVP of the season because of how he played at the back end of the season, how he helped the Padres get that little more oomph to get that playoff spot. But unfortunately, they got swept in NLDS by the Dodgers. But it's good to see that you see the future now in Machado, especially because he has that big contract. And you have Tatis now as well. That infield in general is just ridiculous. You got Machado at the corner, Tatis shortstop. You got Cronenworth at second, and Hosmer at first base. Definitely a dangerous infield. And Manny Machado being the face of that infield right there. And we'll see what happens in the future for them.
Yeah, and I think Manny Machado is really the face of the phrase "put your mouth where your money is." I know it's typically the other way around, but he is typically a guy who he's a very flagrant player. He's got a big mouth on him, but he lives up to it. I mean, you can talk the talk.
To let you know, he's got to pay something. He did a bet. Remember that? He got to pay.
Yes, he did. He said he'd bet his contract that the Padres would win first. So he's wrong, but still, I mean, it's
$100 million for that one. Try to get in contact with his agent. It's not working out well.
Yeah, I believe it. It's okay. I don't think they're going to give that up. But I mean, nothing more to say than
$3 million. I'll take it.
Yeah, I know you would. You'd take it. I'm sure.
Honestly,
$1 million, bro. I'll be good with that, man.
Give me 100,000. I don't care.
1,000, I'm good. Honestly, at this point, $300 does it. Okay. I got to take what I can get.
I just know, Michael, where that money is going. If you give it to Ryan, he's gonna
we don't want to talk about that.
But his own company called Sports Ryan Blank Betting, something like that.
Blank bets.
Guys, I'm going to tell you. It's breaking news. I am done betting.
Wow. Is this like your...
I'm done betting.
You're done? I call BS on that one, but I call BS.
The new year, new you.
My parents got mad at me about it, and so I can get a car for next year.
You're in college. You're gonna be a rebel, bro. You're gonna be betting when you get back to Phoenix.
I need a car for next year, and if they find out that I'm still betting, even though I'm quitting, then I don't get a car, and I kind of need a car.
You do need a car. It's very true. Well, how the Manny Machado train turned. We'll move up to number 6 here with Marcell Ozuna, and yet another incredible year. Obviously a DH, but the platform I used to make these cards didn't have DH on there. But such an incredible year for Marcell Ozuna, one of the faces of that Braves lineup. At number 6, very underrated year. You guys didn't give him the props when we were going over some of the best players of the year, but well deserved for this number 6 spot at a 95.75. Oop, wrong button. Ryan, sorry.
How dare you? All those games, like 96, 97 ratings.
I know, but when we were going over like top players of the outfield, you guys didn't even have him like in your top 3. That's true. All right, Ryan, you're up to talk about him.
This man's a beast. He was a big piece of this lineup, and I think without him, this Braves team could struggle to produce with those home runs in that offense again. He's a big piece of that offense because he's not just a power hitter. He doesn't just hit home runs and strike out. He gets on base. And that's what makes him so valuable. So I really like Marcell Ozuna. He's going to be a guy that's going to get paid a lot of money because of his bat. The question is, with potentially no DH, how does this affect his market?
What a free agency signing and what a pickup by this Atlanta Braves team. Not only did he go out and hit for power, but he hit for 338, which is remarkable. 18 home runs. Him and Freeman were really a nightmare for opposing pitchers this year. I mean, Freeman was even better than Ozuna, which is hard to imagine with the type of stats Ozuna put up. But man, Ozuna is also, I feel like, an underrated player in today's game. No one really talks about him because in Atlanta you have guys like Acuna, you have Ozuna, and then you have that amazing starting rotation. But Ozuna needs to be up there when you talk about top players in the game today, and he's the top hitter in today's game. It comes in at 95.75.
Man, Marcell Ozuna, baby. That's how you say it in reggaeton nowadays. But this guy has the average that we all like, 338, 18 home runs, 77 hits, for crying out loud. This guy had a tremendous year. And the biggest question, and we've been saying, like Nick, Ryan, Michael, you said it, where is he going? That's the biggest question. Like for me, it would be a smart decision to stay in Atlanta. I think I think he could still play outfield, even though like people are not gonna like. He will definitely adapt to it if he has a chance to win a title. He definitely will. Obviously, in St. Louis, he can have a really good outfield. Not the best, but he could definitely still kind of play. unless he goes to an AL team, and then who's going to sign him in AL? That's the thing. But I really think it's smart of him to stay with the Braves. I really think it is.
I agree. All right, Ryan, who starts at 5?
Number 5, one of the best young players in the game of baseball, Juan Soto, 96.25 rating. I think he could have won NL MVP if he doesn't miss those first couple games. Easily. He was insane this year. And he stepped up. With the loss of Anthony Rendon, he stepped up to the plate and he crushed it. Literally. He is going to be an elite. He's already an elite player. He's going to be one of those guys who is in that elite conversation as a top 5 player and one of the best outfielders in the game of baseball.
This player right here, this guy, he's just it. Really, the world saw who he was in that World Series, and he was kind of a breakout star for them when they won. And this Juan Soto, man, the fact that he even came close to an MVP after missing that many games, remarkable. He had a 351 last year with 13 home runs, and wow, like when you imagine that him and Trey Turner are on the same team, it's very scary in Washington for those two. And this is one of the bright young. This is one of the faces of baseball, honestly. And he will be for years to come. And he is just such a good baseball player.
Good luck.
I remember when I saw him play in that World Series, I kind of didn't like the guy because of his confidence. But because of his confidence, what makes Juan Soto great. You know, Juan Soto is definitely a player that's not going to be just the face of the Nationals, but the face of baseball at one point. You know, such a young guy. He can hit, he can field, he can throw. He's an overall player, and he's what? How old is he?
Like 23.
He's young, bro. He's super, super young. And he's going to be the face of the Nationals, face of baseball eventually, maybe. Man, I would love to see him in left field with the blue and white, but I don't know.
Just have unlimited money.
I know. He yells at me for Steve Cohen, but
You just want DJ and Juan Soto casually?
Yeah.
Hey,
We're not playing MLB here.
you know we got money to spend no matter what.
What? So do the Mets, but you guys yell at me for that. So
we got money to spend no matter what. You know, it's the Dodgers. They always got money.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, the Dodgers are the national treasury now.
yeah, right. God,
They should gold in LA, not San Francisco. Yeah.
It's gonna be because of the Dodgers going after guys like Juan Soto.
wouldn't surprise me. Breaking news: the Dodgers have traded for Juan Soto. Wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, hey, there's nothing better to say about this kid than he is elite. I mean, I said with Manny Machado, if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. But here he is. This is the king of walking the walk. I mean, he is so confident in himself, and that comes with him being so young, but he's so confident and he backs it up. He is just so incredible with what he does. He's not the best of defenders, but it doesn't matter. He makes it up with his bat. He's going to be one of the better players in the game for a while, if not one of the best. I mean, if Mike Trout wasn't as good as he is, I would already be saying that this kid is probably going to be the best baseball player ever, and maybe give us 5-10 years from now and we'll be saying that, you know, but still such a great player. Nick again with the White Sox.
Here's the AL MVP. Coming in at number 4, Mr. Jose Abreu from the Chicago White Sox. And wow, you talk about what a year. He was phenomenal from the gate. You know, it's hard to put into words how dominant he was this year. He was just for the White Sox, obviously the best player. The White Sox had a very, very star-studded lineup with obviously like Tim Anderson, Eloy Jimenez, guys like that. But Jose Abreu was by far the best player, best hitter by far. And man, this was a good start. This was a good sign for his career and for years to come for the White Sox. And I think he can have an even better season next year. We'll see what happens. But great season for Jose Abreu. Just cracks the top 5 at number 4.
Man, Jose Abreu, one of the most consistent players in baseball. You know, like The lowest his batting average has gone was in 2018. 0.265 was his batting average, and that's pretty good for other players. But that was his lowest ones, and the time that he's been there since 2014 with the White Sox, you've seen close to 300, over 300, a little bit under 300, so this guy has just been consistent for the White Sox. So if it seems like after so long that he's been just being the face of the team, chopping away no matter what happens, no matter if it's a bad season or not for his team, he still does his work. And now with this MVP title, it's like basically putting the cherry on top for him, So, but this guy still has a lot of future. The White Sox are in really, really good hands if he's still in their everyday starting lineup.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that, we obviously knew the top 4 players are going to be, and I think it's clear that, you have 50 through 5, but that gap between 5 and then the top 4 is so much bigger than any of the other gaps, as these top 4 guys really just excelled this year. It was incredible how good they were. And Jose Abreu, just no exception to that rule. Yes, he's at the back end of the top 4, but it doesn't change the fact that he was at an elite level this year, and that showed.
This guy's a beast. He's an RBI machine. He's a royal killer. He probably hit a home run on that swing in Kauffman Stadium, honestly. The man's amazing. He does what he does very well. He got severely underpaid, in my opinion, last year by the White Sox, and he's a guy that they should continue to build around. He should be the staple of that franchise because he is the heart of that lineup. He's going to hit bombs every year. He's going to hit over 20, near 30 home runs a year. He's going to get over 100 RBIs because he's done that nearly every season he's played. And he's a solid defender. He is one of the best players in baseball, and he is arguably a top 2 first baseman. And yes, he is 2.
Yes, that's true. Nick, you start us off with Bauer.
I did a Brave, but I'll do.
You're right. Sorry, I got thrown off. I'm so confused because Ryan goes last and then we skip Nick. So Marco, you're.
No, at number 3. Wow, number 3. I wonder who number 1 and 2 are. Just the order they're in, But Trevor Bauer, 98.25. This guy for me is the big fish that we're all fishing for, except for Ryan and Nick because they don't have the money for it. So big shout out to Trevor Bauer. This guy, after leaving Cleveland, they thought he was a guy that just had a big mouth, had no discipline, but he just talks the talk. He walks, like you're saying, he walks the walk every single time. Doesn't matter. He does his vlogs and he doesn't care what they say about it. He steps up to MLB, bro. Up to the commissioner of baseball. He talks to him, bro. You come at me, I don't care. I'm still gonna do me. So Trevor Bauer, definitely one of the best pitchers in baseball last year, and hopefully he keeps this sort of rhythm or just, time of his career, because definitely this guy deserves that ace spot wherever he goes, So Trevor Bauer, man, mad respect for Trevor. Mad respect for Trevor.
Yeah, what a year for him. He was absolutely incredible. No question, the Cy Young in the National League, and he was dominant. He was absolutely on top of his game all season long, and he's gonna land himself a massive contract this offseason, as he should.
Best thing that ever happened to this guy was being traded to the Reds. He was back with his coach from Vanderbilt, their pitching coach, and that's big for them. That's big for him. He revived his career. He had the best season. Look at his whip, 0.7. He was insane this year. He was incredible. He deserves Cy Young. No matter what Michael says, that DeGrom should have got it.
I didn't say that.
You've said it multiple times.
No, I didn't. I said DeGrom should have been number 3.
Bauer is one of the best pitchers in the game of baseball. And he loves Cincinnati. He said it's the most fun he's had since playing college baseball. I could see him going back. I predicted that, so I hope he does. But no, Trevor Bauer had an insane season. He's an insane pitcher. Whoever gets him is insanely lucky to get a guy like that to boost your rotation.
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it best. This is the guy in the free agency class, and I mean, why not? He's the NL Cy Young for a reason. Came out, was just so dominant from Cincinnati. It's nice seeing a Cy Young go back to Cincinnati where they've struggled with pitching for so long, but to have a sub-2 ERA in today's game is just so insane. He's just one of those interesting guys in the league with the way he interacts on Twitter, just with the way he talks, and like you guys said earlier, he didn't back down for anything, and he didn't back down from greatness this year. Came in with a 98.25 on our rating scale. Came in as the third best player in the entire league.
Yeah, so let's unveil it. I mean, when we get to number 2, we already know where number 1 is. Do we have any guesses who number 2 is going to be?
Bieber than Freeman.
What else? Do we have any other thoughts? Does everyone agree with that? Does anyone disagree with that?
I think it's gonna be Freeman and Bieber.
I think Bieber at 2. Bieber at 2.
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see who the number 2 player of 20. Okay, well you had your turn. You didn't get your
Freeman at 2.
Okay. Let's see. The number 2 player of 2020 is Shane Bieber
Let's
of
go.
the Cleveland Indians. So close to number 1, but number 1 was obviously Freddie Freeman. He blew it away. I mean, it was by
Last, I guess.
It was close, but I mean, with our ratings, I mean, Marco, as I said, Marco made the difference. I mean, Ryan, I know that you thought Shane Bieber would be it because of, we were so close with Bieber and Freeman, but Marco's ratings did make a big difference here because Marco gave Freeman a much higher score than he gave Bieber. Well, not much, but in the terms of we are right now, it was like a 2-point difference, and that was enough to give Freeman that boost up to number 1. But Shane Bieber, what a year he had. And obviously we'll talk a little bit more about it in the show after the show on Blaze, obviously, because if you're listening on Blaze, you do have to leave in about a minute. But what a year from Shane Bieber. What a year from Trevor Bauer. What a year from Freddie Freeman, who's our number 1 of the year with a 99.5. We'll talk more about the number 1 and number 2 guys once we head off of Blaze so that we can give them the time that they deserve. But such a great year from these number 2 guys. And I mean, what a great showing from everyone this year. Thank you, everybody who have been listening on Blaze for 2020. It's been a strange year. We haven't even been on Blaze since the last couple of months, but it's been such an up and down year. If it weren't for Blaze, you wouldn't have had this opportunity. So if you are listening to us on Blaze, thank you so much. It's been such a great 2020, and I'm looking forward to many more years of Blaze and doing this show, hopefully for years to come. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're a Blaze listener, make sure if you want to listen to the rest of the show, hear Marco's segment, you talk about Shane Bieber and Freddie Freeman, tune on into our YouTube channel at Running the Bases Podcast. You can find it there. And you could also follow us on Twitter as well. But thank you so much for listening here on Blaze, and we'll see you guys all in the new year. But if you're here with us on YouTube, we are going to now spend that time that we should be on Shane Bieber and Freddie Freeman. But for Shane Bieber, man, there's nothing to say other than last year when he was in the All-Star game, winning that MVP in the All-Star game was the Kickstarter of his stardom, because he was good, but then he got in the All-Star game and he was at his best. I compare it very similarly to what happened with Jacob deGrom. The same thing that happened to deGrom happened to Bieber, where deGrom pitched a gem of an inning. They were actually the exact same, where they both almost pitched an immaculate inning, and they were just dominant. And from there, their careers were absolutely insane from then on. Shane Bieber was just on top of his game these last 2 years, and boy, is he going to be something fun to watch. Worrisome that he didn't pitch as well as in the playoffs. That was a little scary for the Indians, and I think that worries them. But if he can get you to the playoffs, obviously you want him to perform in the playoffs, but I think I would rather be in the playoffs and lose than just not be in the playoffs at all. And that's where Shane Bieber brought them this year.
This year was his 3rd year in the league. Each year he's gotten better. Let's just talk about record real quick. 11-5, 8-18. In 19, 15-8. This year, 8-1. Led the majors in wins with 8. ERA, 4.55. Year 1. Year 2, 3.28. And then this past year, led the league with 1.63 ERA. He had 122 strikeouts in 77 innings. His strikeouts per 9 was 14.2. His hits per 9, 5.4. Both league best. Dominant dominant game from Shane Bieber in opening night against the Royals, and that's when I knew he was going to win Cy Young.
Wasn't that his 14th strikeout game?
Yep. Shut him down. Royals did nothing in that game. And I just knew it right then. Shane Bieber's going to win the Cy Young, and it's not even going to be that close. Shane Bieber won the Triple Crown for pitchers. This guy's the best. He's the best pitcher in baseball. If he can figure out what he's doing in the postseason, maybe some jitters, then you could have a Hall of Fame pitcher right here. This dude is elite, and he is going to be a face of baseball for years to come, especially amongst pitchers.
Yeah, you guys said everything. If you think Trevor Bauer's stats were good, look at Shane Bieber's. You had 3 more wins and 3 less losses as a pitcher this year, and just I hate that he's in our division, Ryan. He's just like I think first game of the year against the Tigers put up like 15 strikeouts, and I was like, this came out of nowhere, honestly. Like Michael's right. After winning that All-Star Game MVP, the world was finally on notice on who this guy is, and man, if you don't know who he is now, this year definitely put the spotlight on him in Cleveland, and he is just set up to be such a good pitcher for years to come, and his dominance could lead to a lot of good things in Cleveland, and the Cleveland does such a good job with just their pitching rotation and developing their young pitchers, and just they've done a great job with Bieber, and it just showed this year. Best pitcher in baseball, without a doubt.
So Shane Bieber, my gosh, this guy, he's phenomenal. You know, a friend of mine sent me a picture, shout out to Ruben, of him like when he was still like in the minors, in the minor league system for the Indians. He was behind the backstop looking at Corey Kluber throw a bullpen. And little did you know that the Cy Young Award winner of 2020 was looking at Corey Kluber. You know, it was just, I think it was just an amazing picture. I have to look it up and send it to you guys. But Shane Bieber, this guy, so young, so dominant, throws nothing but heat, bro. He messes with the strike zone so much. It's ridiculous. You know, one of the biggest things that hitters struggle with is timing. And that's what Shane Bieber did. Almost every single pitch, he messed with their timing, or he messed up on what they were guessing that he was going to throw, because he's that dominant. You know, he's definitely a great player for the Indians. Really bright future. Take advantage of this guy before he gets a big contract, because right now he's getting paid very little money in Cleveland. But once he gets free agency, someone's going to pay major money for him.
The Dodgers.
No, that's not what I was going to say. Depends what the market looks like. He's going to get more money than Garrett Cole if he keeps playing like this.
I could agree on that. Garrett Cole was good in the beginning of his career, but he wasn't ever this good. So, I mean, if you told me 5 years ago.
No, that's the thing. Look, Garrett Cole was good at the beginning of his career.
But not this good.
Preseason, and he's great at his career.
Absolutely.
Cy Young in his 3rd year in the league.
He's elite. And like I said, if you told me 4 or 5 years ago that in 5 years that the rotation, that the players from that Indians team, in terms of how good they were, would end up being, obviously Shane Bieber wasn't in the picture, but that a guy named Shane Bieber would be 10 times better than him in 5 years, and that Trevor Bauer was going to be 10 times better than him in 5 years, I would have laughed at you. Because Corey Kluber 5 years ago was one of the most dominant pitchers in the league, probably was a top 5 player at the time. But man, did Shane Bieber really come into his own. And at number 1, with a 99.5, a whole point higher than Shane Bieber, because we almost gave him a perfect 100. Can you believe that? Could you imagine? But not quite yet for Freeman. Didn't quite reach that. Maybe next year we'll have a perfect 100. I doubt it. But I don't think there's any better way to end this off than having Freddie Freeman in this number 1 spot. I mean, he was absolutely dominant all year. I have been saying in my whole life, being a Mets fan, that Freddie Freeman is until this year, Freddie Freeman was the most underrated player in baseball. He has been so close to winning MVPs for many years. He's very similar to Anthony Rendon, where he is just a pure hitter. He hits for power. He hits for average. He can easily hit 320 with 40 home runs every single season he goes out there, because he's just that good. He is the face of this Braves franchise, and he is such a humble guy, and it earns him so many brownie points for everyone. The fact that he is such a great person. I mean, he is the National League version of Mike Trout, where he is the spokesperson for the NL. He is such a great guy, and all around he's something special to watch.
Yeah. If you just want to go off of his story this year, he nearly died from COVID-19, comes back and puts on a clinic this year and proves why he is the best first baseman in baseball and one of the best players in the entire league. Led the league in doubles and runs scored. 51 runs scored, 23 doubles. 341 average, 462 on-base percentage, 1.102 OPS. This guy's been insane. He is one of the best hitters in this game. He's a huge reason why you saw the Braves have so much success offensively with Acuna having a down year. Freddie Freeman continues to prove that he is going to be one of the best players for years to come, and I'm excited to see what the Braves do with him and the talent that they have around him.
He's a free agent next year too, by the way.
Oh, he's going to get paid. He's not leaving. No way.
No.
Oh, wow. Like Ryan said, I was going to bring it up, the whole COVID scare. And if you just listen to that interview, he talks about how he thinks he was going to die that night. And, he was in really rough shape. And who like, no one can imagine what would happen if he would have been gone. But, man, he is just such a good person on and off the field. He's always smiling. He's like in the picture, he's just always has that big smile on his face. He's just always ready to play baseball. And if you think Marcell Ozuna's stats were good this year, just look at Freddie Freeman's. Freddie Freeman were just out of this world, catastrophically so good, And like Ryan said, Ronald Acuna had a down year this year, and the Braves don't go where they are without Freddie Freeman. And like for years, Freddie Freeman's always just been there. That he's been consistently one of those great baseball players, great guys. But now finally wins an MVP, and I'm just so happy for him because he needed this for his career, and I really think that he's been one of the most underappreciated players in our generation.
Freddie Freeman, he is just one of the greatest players in baseball. If not one of the greatest personalities in baseball. So humble, so caring, so educated, disciplined, polite, all that good stuff, and he backs it up on the field. He's a humble guy. He knows how to play baseball. Knows how to hit, knows how to field, knows how to run, all that good stuff. So it was nice to see him after the crazy story that he almost went into the hospital because of COVID-19. And just like we would see those cutscenes in between games of Freddie Freeman and his family at the playoff games was so touching, so heartwarming, and it was sad for me to not see him win a World Series championship. But
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Don't even.
No, it's sincere because besides being a fan of the Dodgers, I look at this guy and I have mad respect to him because of the fact, after going through so much battle, you want to see, after that long fight, to see that big triumph at the end. So it was kind of sad for me, because I was like, man, this guy been through so much and it had to end this way, But obviously I'm happy because the Dodgers won, but I wouldn't have been mad if Freddie Freeman won the World Series ring. I wouldn't have been mad.
Yeah, it was very fitting for Freddie Freeman, I think, to be number one. Considering how, like you said, the story makes it even better. He is he's one of the best players.
So yeah, that's the whole reason why behind it. The story, it was beautiful. It was out of a movie, basically.
Yeah, it was. You couldn't have written it any better, and it's perfect to have Freddie Freeman at number one. Honestly, everyone likes to say Brendan Nimmo, the nicest player in baseball, but honestly, I would say Freddie Freeman's the nicest player in baseball because he's a great guy. He is so humble. And, Marco, you threw in all the adjectives that are perfect for Freddie Freeman. And, we're all getting touched by Freddie Freeman right now, because it's special what this guy does and has done.
God, bro. Just like fine wine with cheese. Like I said earlier, fine wine with cheese.
Hey, he's 32. He's been in the league for 8 years. I don't think anybody realizes this guy's been in the league for 8 years, and he's been dominant his entire career. This is a Hall of Famer. This man will be a Hall of Famer one day. And honestly, I would say he's even at a point where with his stats, even though the MVPs don't back it up, this is a guy who probably is better than Chipper Jones in terms of Braves legacy. and will probably be better than Chipper Jones. He kills the Mets more than Chipper Jones killed them. It's very fitting that Freddie Freeman's number one. So that is that'll do it for the top 50. How about that? I'm so proud of us with the top 50. And you know, it is very it's very, very good for us to finish on this day, you know, number 50 with just the top 50. You couldn't end a year any better than giving a list of who was the best players of the year, the best people of the year, and these guys really summed it up. 2020 couldn't have been as good as it was. Well, okay, wasn't good at all. Couldn't have been worse, but baseball made it better, and we were happy to be here every single week. And I'm happy to have been here with you because you guys made it amazing. And we're going to end the year off very strong with Marco doing his segment, the Marco Polo segment, to finish off 2020 and let it out with a bang. So I'm ready. I'm excited. I won my first segment last week. I'm ready to double down. Let's do it.
All right, you sure you guys are ready?
Oh, yeah.
You guys sure?
Let's do it.
I hope it's not as crazy as last time. All right, just saying. Maybe, but we'll see. All right. The first three should be easy for you guys, okay? Just saying. I have 8 in total, but 6 in case I have a 7th one in case there's a tie. That'd be the tiebreaker in 8th, maybe just for fun, but we'll see. Okay. All right, number 1. What's the first thing that comes to your head when you hear the words "blown game"?
Oh, give me Jen.
Yes.
What?
Ed Luz Diaz.
What did you say, Nick?
I said Kenley Jansen.
No.
Edwin Diaz.
Nope.
What?
No, it's
Chapman. Oh.
Braves.
I think Nick got it.
Chapman?
No, he went, oh, I thought it hit in your head, but no, I guess not.
yeah.
But
He thought you made the connection.
Oh, no.
See now,
Is it a player or is it like is it
I think it's a game.
yeah, it's a game. Pitcher.
Dodgers World Series against the Rays. Nope.
It hits home to one of you.
It's got to be big. Oh, Madison Bumgarner. No, wait.
David Ortiz?
Matt Harvey.
No, I just said it hits home to one of you.
Matt Harvey beat Golden World Series.
No.
that's 2 of us.
AL.
David Ortiz off Joaquin Benoit. God. Well.
Perfect game. Bye.
By who?
Armaldo of Riven.
Oh my. Andres Galarraga.
Yeah, okay.
No, well, Nick got the right first name, but you got the right second name, Michael. So
Wait, what was his name? Armando Galarraga. Dumb.
Galarraga.
I'll give it to Nick because it's.
I initiated this.
Well,
Okay, fine. Yeah, you did. That's true. You said it first. You can take.
I knew it was Armando. I just couldn't forget the.
You could take the point.
okay, I'll give it. I'll give it
Jeez.
okay, second one. 53 home runs.
Pete Alonso.
There you go.
Wow.
Tied that.
Oh, he's going 1 for each of us. I like that. Okay,
Time out. Who gets that point?
me.
What do you
Michael.
mean who?
I said it first. I know you said it, Ryan. I said it first.
Fine.
I heard Michael first and Ryan.
I didn't even hear Ryan say it, for being honest.
Yeah.
The
right.
first thing I heard was 53. I was like, Petey. I was like, I know it.
Petey.
Petey.
All right, here we go. 18 Hall of Famers.
Yankees.
Nope.
Dodgers.
Red Sox.
Dodgers.
Nope.
Braves.
Nope.
Wow.
I see you
The
typing.
most?
I see you typing.
We all see Ryan typing. We know he's a cheater.
Right there. 18. Not the Royals. We
Is
only
that
have
the? Is that the most from? Is that the most any team has ever had?
Well,
Cubs.
You were close, Ryan, but you're saying you have one.
Why do I feel like this is at me?
I know, right?
Basically, kind of is.
Don't tell me it's the Cardinals.
Nope.
Well, it's not the Royals.
No, the Royals have won.
No. That's the thing. That's the thing. You guys have one, but you have 18 position players that have been part of the Royals organization that are in the Hall of Fame. So,
That is way off there, buddy.
That's strange.
What's going on right now?
In as a Royal, and the one Royal who went in as a Royal is George Brett.
Yeah, I agree. That was a strange twist. I knew you were going with the Royals on it, but that was a strange. I mean, I get it. They were trying to throw us off, but I'll give Ryan the point because he brought it up first. But I also my friend texted me that we should have a new rule that when the questions are being answered, we should have our hands in the air to prevent any cheating. Because we've accused Ryan of cheating over the last two shows, and we got to make sure that he's not.
My own segment.
do I scratch off that point or give it to Ryan?
I don't even know what the question and answer were.
It was Royals. I would scratch it off. I think that was it was misleading.
Okay. So this might confuse you guys, but it's something that I hope you guys saw growing up. So I'm just saying, stitches out of a ball.
Oh.
I remember.
You saw this growing up. Stitches out of a ball.
Oh,
Fictional.
He actually hit the someone.
Fictional? He said fictional.
Oh, fictional. Oh, I thought someone actually hit the stitches out of the ball.
No, but he did in the movie.
Oh, see.
Huh?
Major League?
Major League? No.
Nope.
I haven't watched a ton of the movies. Oh wow, that was brutal.
Major League?
No.
I have no clue.
I'm thinking.
I really couldn't tell you.
Out of a baseball.
I'm lost.
It has a connection to a great 4th of July scene that everyone posts every 4th of July. It's a baseball.
Field of Dreams?
You got it,
Billy?
Michael.
Yeah, it's the Sandlot, but I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Benny hits a stitch out of a baseball.
I do.
When?
I do.
You don't remember that?
I do.
I don't remember that. I've watched The Sandlot 3 times. I don't remember that scene. I also haven't watched it in like 4 years, so that's part of my problem. All right, well, I'll take the point. I mean,
Point then.
This is cheese.
okay, so I have 2 points.
I have
Ryan is
0.
1. Nick's chilling at the bottom.
All right, then here we go. Next one, 235 pitches.
Ooh. Is that by one player in one game?
I think he pitched twice in one day.
Probably.
No,
Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
235 in 13 innings.
Oh.
Oh.
He's such an old player.
Not that old.
Oh, really?
Nolan Ryan?
There you go.
I was going to say, Nolan Ryan's the only person I know that would ever do that. Wow, look at me. I'm on a tear in these segments.
Okay.
It's about time.
So, Michael, you have 3 points.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone needs to make a huge comeback. If you get this next one, Michael, you win. So
I need one more to win. That's it.
yeah. So what's comes to your mind when you hear the curse?
Oh,
Red
Red Sox. Bambino curse.
Nope.
Cubs?
Cubs.
Oh. I said Cubs first.
I'll give it to Ryan.
Okay.
Wait, can you tell me what the curse is about?
The Black Cat, Mets in 1969.
The GOAT.
There you go.
I mean, they were
Ryan, that a
they're both
boy.
the same.
Okay.
Jeez.
Number 6. Here we go. 9-game series.
Oh.
Um, Ryan, we need to have all hands on above your head.
Where are your hands, buddy?
Right here.
Yeah,
I'm sitting like this.
You can see my thumbs.
No, I couldn't see your thumbs. I saw your hands move and I saw you look down. So
I'm looking at my camera.
there's footage. There's proof. I don't
Yeah,
know. I really have no clue. I have no clue at all.
Is it when Derek Jeter was Mr. November?
No.
Okay, well,
I really have no idea.
1903.
Cubs?
No.
Okay, now
What?
what did you just say?
He said 1903.
I'm trying to. It's historic, bro.
It's historic, but none of us know it. I can't.
All right, then I'll give this one away then, because you guys are not gonna get it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact. The next one, Ryan, if you get it, you tie with Michael, not to bring up another one. But Michael, if he doesn't get the next one, you win. So 9-game series,
Come on,
1903 World Series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and Boston, where Boston won the series 5-3. It was a 9-game World Series, the first ever.
Wait, 5-3. That'd be 8.
how do you win? Yeah, how do you go 9
Yeah,
games?
well, like they won the series 5-3. So
It was supposed to be 9 games.
supposed to be 9 games.
I thought you were meaning it went 9 games. I was like,
So did I.
it's 8.
So did I.
Thanks. Okay, last one. If you don't get this, Ryan, Michael wins. Lee Richmond.
That name's familiar.
Yep.
Was he a
no.
Cubs pitcher?
No. What did he do, like, historically in baseball?
I don't know.
Come on, Michael.
I have no clue.
Who's Lee Richmond?
I don't know. Did he pitch for the Cubs? Because I feel like that sounds familiar.
Why would that matter?
I don't know. I feel like that rings a bell. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna say civil rights movement. Yeah, that happened.
What'd you say?
Civil rights movement.
I'm like, what the heck?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no-
I don't. Didn't he play for the Red Sox, not the Cubs?
He played for Boston and Cincinnati. He played for teams that weren't even named that they are today.
So what are we talking about right now?
I have no idea what you said. The Cubs, bro. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just the name Lee Richmond. I felt like he was on the Cubs.
Okay.
He might be a Cub.
Can I take a wild?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wasn't Lee Richmond like in the 1800s?
Yeah.
First ever no-hitter or perfect game.
There you go. Oh, he got it, bro. Dang, bro. We got a tie. Nick, I'm sorry you're out of this one, bro.
No,
Nick was out of it.
Gosh. Okay.
Nick's got to wait. So is the last one just going to be the two of us, or is Nick going to be competing too?
I'm competing. I'm stealing this one from you.
Okay, all right. So I gotta get some more on the spot. Okay, here we go. Man, dang, what a clutch move there by Ryan. My gosh.
The Baines, baby.
Woo. Okay,
Woo!
let me see. Let me think of one.
Bro died.
Huh?
What'd you say?
Phil Necro, knuckleball pitcher, won 308 games. Died at age 81 today.
Man, 2021 takes another one.
2020.
Oh, 2020. Wow, I'm already thinking ahead.
I'm trying to
Okay.
2021.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be pretty hard, but we'll see.
Right, hands on your head. Or wherever.
Hands on my what?
Hands anywhere in the screen.
1912 Boston.
That was the year they last won the World Series.
No.
Well, 1912 is when the Titanic happened.
That's when they traded Babe Ruth.
Yeah, that's when they traded Ruth. The
Yeah,
start-
well, that's not what I'm looking for, though.
Oh my god.
Oh, was that the year that Babe Ruth hit like an 800-foot home run?
It has nothing to do with players. It has to do with structures.
Fenway,
Denmark!
Fenway, I said it. I swear.
I said it first.
No, I swear to
No,
God.
Ryan, you Nick. I heard Nick say it before Ryan in my
Okay,
ear, but
okay.
I don't know if I was before Nick.
Okay, everyone quiet.
You were definitely after both of us.
No. Everyone quiet because I heard everyone at the same time. So everyone quiet. Zip it. Everyone zip it. What happened in 1912? That's related to Fenway Park. Go.
They built the monster?
Because you guys said you guys said Fenway, but what about Fenway?
Yeah, I was
Was
the
it-
monster.
No.
No, it wouldn't be the monster.
Um,
The right. Was there like? I don't know.
Why do I feel like there was like some parade?
oh, Ted Williams hit the home run and made the seat. Let's go! Woo!
Cheese. This is
I was
cheese.
gonna say Babe
I
Ruth
want-
hit a home run out of the stadium, and then I thought, wait a minute. I was like, Ted Williams' seat. Yes.
This is cheese.
Nice.
Attaboy.
There we go. Taking my back-to-back dubs. I'm the only one who can win back-to-back because I'm the only one without a segment. Look at that. What a way to end the year. It was a good one. On this show, at least. The year as a whole was not great, but it's okay. We are happy to be here every Sunday, and maybe, possibly, hopefully, coming the school year of 2021, we will be moving to 2 shows a week, but we don't know. We're still thinking about it. We might be branching out, but I don't know. There's a possibility that we do that. There's a possibility that we don't. Depends on what happens, but thank you all for coming out here, spending 2020 with us. It has been a long year, been a brutal year. We made a top 50 list today, and our number 1 player, Freddie Freeman, the best player of 2020, only fitting, but wow, what a year. I wish next year I plan to have a best moments of 2020 video to play after, or 2021 to play afterwards, but thank you all for tuning in.
You're trying to go one shining moment here, aren't you?
What did you say?
Oh, you don't even know what one shining moment is.
No, I didn't hear what you said, but
The little video, you're trying to go one shining moment, like after the NCAA tournament here.
One shining moment.
I don't know what that is now.
Oh, it's such a good song. Hold on, let me play it for you and see if you know it.
Copyright.
Song.
It might take the video down. Please don't play it. It might end up. Okay. Yes. Good. Yes. Afterwards. But thank you again.
Right it.
It very well may. We know how YouTube works. They copyright a lot of things. But thank you again. What a year. What a season. Season 3 is so far. We've got many to come. And guess what? If you want a sneak peek of what next week is going to be, we've got a very fun show ahead of us. Now, the rest of the offseason, we're focusing on fun segments. Until 2020 ended, we were going to be focusing on 2020 stuff exclusively. Excuse me, having like a little asthma attack here. But next week, we are going back to making a custom roster. You might have remembered that we did this for the All-Star team, but we are going to be doing our own rosters of our all MLB team of all time. We're going to be doing who we think to be the best players at every position ever. Each of us are going to make our own rosters on who we would like to have on our team. It's going to be great. I'm excited for it. Make sure you're sticking around next year to be there. We'll see you all in 2021, everyone. Thank you for sticking around for this incredible year of running the bases. We'll see you all next time.